Fala galera, beleza? Voltamos com mais um capítulo de Sibéria. Só dei uma pausa aqui, coloquei uma blusa, tomei um café e vamos continuar da onde paramos. E isso aí galera, a gente tá indo pras montanhas, né? Ver se ela consegue identificar o corpo dos três, aliás, identificar os três corpos, né? Se um corpo é da Dana, ou se o outro é do Leon, e a terceira pessoa ainda a gente não tem ideia de quem seja. Aqui o bonde ele parou de que a gente vai naquele abrigo lá de que a gente no começo do jogo, onde a Dana foi trabalhar lá como garçonete, tocou piano, aonde ela conhecia o Leon. Eu tô desconfiando que os dois estão morando aqui. Eles não morreram não. Porque é onde ela veio parar, ó.
It looks like it's holding up, despite the storm.
Beleza. Tem uma coisa aqui que seria.
I don't think it's cold enough for fuel to freeze, but maybe someone should store it inside, just in case.
Até porque, né, galera, aqui tinha alguém que ficava vigiando a gente, né?
Lookout post. Hardly surprising with this blizzard.
Eu ainda não tenho uma moeda pra pôr aqui, cara. Insira uma moeda e remova a tampa. É.
Somebody's put the cap back on. It won't budge. There must be a way of unblocking it somewhere else on the mechanism.
Poxa, tem um cara aqui. Ah, o gringo lá.
What's this?
Oh, it's the frozen bodies from the Devil's Pass. The forensic team had to bring them up here because of the blizzard. But their generator shut off. I'm concerned it could damage the bodies.
Where's Demoiselle Lenny?
Oh, in her room, resting. She collapsed right after the forensic team left for Wagen.
Jeez, what happened?
I'm pretty sure it has to do with the bodies. I mean,
Ih,
she was staring down in that direction for, well, all the time. And then, when they brought them up from the Devil's Pass, it was like she had seen a ghost or something. It was almost as if...
As if she knew the departed.
What?
Is someone taking care of her?
Oh yes, don't worry. She's with that hermit who brings her wood and provisions sometimes.
Okay, in that case, you go back inside. I'll take care of the generator.
Are you sure?
Positive, just go. Go on. I need to check something in the tent anyway.
que fácil. A gente vai ter que consertar? Conserta o gerador. A mulher conserta tudo, velho.
There must be something missing here. The gas tank's empty. I better find some fuel so I can turn on the generator.
Didn't you come across a jerry can earlier? Better go check it out.
Yes! Thanks, Oscar!
Beleza. Tinha imaginado isso mesmo. Tá cheio? Parece que sim. Cara, tá uma tempestade feia aqui, hein, meu. Oxe, tem alguém vigiando a gente. Cara, deve ser ela mesmo.
Nothing. Speak to me, Oscar.
This button must have turned on the generator, Kate Walker. But you still need to use the starter.
Okay. Thanks, Oscar. Got the tank all filled. Now I just need to start the generator. Locked, of course. No, I don't.
I doubt.
Must have got it wrong. Got the tank all filled. Now I just need to start the generator. There's a little storage box on top of the generator, but it's closed.
The key must surely be nearby. Maybe inside the refuge.
Ainda bem que o Oscar ajuda bastante. Vamos atrás dessa chave. Se ela passar aqui, né? Esse jogo tem alguns problemas de mapa. Que às vezes você trava de uma maneira que... Nossa, o negócio tá cheio de pó já. Vou perguntar pra ele, né? Provavelmente ele vai fazer alguma
Bodies
pergunta.
are in that tent, outside.
A photo of Leon on a ship. Must have been taken during his return from Baltayar. But I still can't figure out how he survived the winter while he was on the run over there. Lenny also had that newspaper clipping about Leon. Looks like the old girls built a veritable shrine to him. Another one of those cigars. Demoiselle Lenny had tea with someone. Maybe with that alpinist guy. There's something truly odd going on with Demoiselle Lenny. I really ought to have a little chat with her. But before, the bodies. They're all that count right now. Look, Oscar. A distant cousin.
What are you talking about, Kate Walker? And why are you laughing?
They must have carried Demoiselle Lenny to her room after she collapsed. They must have carried Demoiselle Lenny to her room after she collapsed. Looks like I can change its shape. Looks like I can change its shape.
Beleza. Pegamos alguma coisa aqui que eu não sei o que é. Aqui foi tudo. Pera aí.
No time to explore the refuge again. I need to find the frozen bodies.
Tá bom, vamos lá. Eu acho que o corpo que ela viu com certeza deve ser do pai dela. Faz mais sentido ser do pai dela do que da Dana.
Better try something else.
Beleza.
Ugh, dry biscuits. Wonder how long they've been there. Ugh, dry biscuits. Wonder how long they've been there.
Manivela é aqui. Pode ser aqui. Oh! Hora da verdade. Os objetivos, identifica os corpos, beleza.
Looks
Olhar.
like the rescuers left in a hurry after they moved the bodies here. Must have been surprised by the blizzard. Forensics Institute of Vaughan. That's not Dana in this body bag.
Homem branco, cabelo castanho, cerca de 50 anos, tudo indica que se trata do corpo de Harold Esmer. Esmer seria extraído por Leon Cobbett, cujos restos mortais também estão entre os corpos congelados, durante uma operação de resistência. O grupo provavelmente foi varrido por uma avalanche em meados da década de 1940. E é o cara mesmo, ó. Homem branco, cerca de 30 anos, cabelos claros, corpo em excepcional estado de preservação. Depois de ficar preso no gelo por muitas décadas, provavelmente morreu em uma avalanche em meados da década de 40. Tudo indica que se trata do corpo do alpinista e guerreiro da resistência Leon Cobbett, dando como desaparecido durante uma dedicada operação de extração. Sua identidade deve ser confirmada por análises posteriores a uma identificação visual prevista para ocorrer em breve.
Leon. It's as if he died yesterday. Like in those stories where people are found perfectly preserved in ice for decades after being carried away by an avalanche. Hard to believe he's been dead for over 60 years. That's quite amazing. And grim at the same time. An unidentified blonde woman in her 40s. That can't be Dana.
A Dana Nela loira? Mulher branca, cabelo louros e olhos azuis. Entre 40 e 50 anos de idade. Devido à falta de evidências, é impossível determinar sua identidade com certeza. No entanto, dada a provável identidade dos dois outros corpos encontrados no gelo, tudo indica que essa pessoa participou da operação da Resident que provavelmente foi varrida. Beleza. Deve ser a... Caramba, quem deve ser? Deve ser aquela mulher lá que ensinou... Que era tipo...
That's it, Oscar. Dana's body is not among those found with Leon's. What a relief.
Now that that's cleared up, Kate Walker, maybe we should take shelter within somewhat more solid premises.
Right. We should go and check on Demoiselle Lenny in the refuge. I have a lot of new questions for her.
Ah, eu esqueci o nome da mulher. A mulher do piano. Bem no começo do primeiro capítulo do jogo tem uma mulher lá do piano, a professora. Acho que é professora, tutora, alguma coisa assim de piano dela, da Dana. Ela deve ser da Resistência também. A gente conversa com ele agora.
That bloody storm.
O cara ainda tá aqui, mano. Tá, ela não passa aqui, então é só subindo. Aqui embaixo, se não me engano, não tem nada. É. A gente já conhece, a gente sabe que tem um quarto. Opa!
Hello? Sir?
Ô louco!
Are you sure you want to follow that individual, Kate Walker?
I don't
Oh,
think
Oscar,
you
mó
look threatening.
cagão.
Rather the opposite, Oscar.
Siga o estranho.
She's asleep. I'd better go and talk to that guy in the other room.
Beleza.
It's locked.
O cara tá fugindo, mas deixa a porta
Sir?
aberta. Não faz sentido.
Are you there? What have we got here?
Parece que são desenhos de criança.
This portrait, it looks like Leon.
Ah, que legal.
Style reminds me of that other portrait of him that he described in his letter from Baltayar. The one made by the...
Shogun.
Dana.
Ah, que legal, cara. Shogun ou Grum, como é o nome do bicho? Eu não lembro. É o abominável. A Gorum.
Not Dana. She's old, like me.
Ah, ela tá viva.
I'm Kate. Kate Walker.
Kate Walker.
Yes. And you are... You're the one that Leon saved during the Origin expedition a long time ago, aren't you?
Yes.
The Goran from Baltayar. Well, you've come a long way, Mr.
Ludwig. Ludwig Hardtack.
Well, Mr. Ludwig, if you don't mind my asking, what happened when you and Leon returned to Ostertal to join the Resistance fighters? And how did you meet Dana?
Ah, é ele que fuma. Ai, ai.
Leon.
My brother.
Brother.
These drawings, they're moments from your life, aren't they?
Onde encontro com a Dana, seus pais, resgate do Leon. Resgate do Leon.
Looks like a river. And that little figure looks wounded. Is that you when you met Leon and the scientist from the Origin expedition?
Yes.
Leon entre os gurus, morador de Beltayar.
That person in the middle of the others was in the other paintings. That's Leon, isn't it?
Yes. Leon.
That group. Is it your tribe, Mr. Ludwig?
Yeah.
So you all live together in a cave in Baltayar? Right. So you and your tribe took Leon in after the death of Reinhard Berger in 1937. That's how he was able to survive the winter in the mountains. Then you went with Leon when he decided to return to Vagen to join the resistance fighters?
A libertação de Varre e Dana.
Had Dana already joined the resistance operation by that time? I mean, by the time shown in the drawing.
No. Later.
These combat scenes, are they of the liberation of Vagen?
Before. During resistance.
The blonde girl with you and Leon can't be Lenny, right?
Yes. Lenny. My sister.
I knew Lenny was a resistance fighter, but she never told me she fought alongside Leon, let alone you. She even went as far as saying that she never saw Leon again after 1937, when they all met at the refuge with Dana. Why would she hide something so important?
Time to check on Lenny. Come, Kate Walker.
Ok. Vamos, mulher,
The
se mexe.
sketchbook. I think it was Leon's.
A expedição antes de 1937.
detonating wire, just like in the old movies. Weapons. Must have been here since the war, I guess.
Caraca, é bastante arma. O assassino da montanha. Você viu esse terrorista? Recompensa por informações que levam à captura, morto ou vivo, de Ludwig Hartark, mais conhecido como assassino da montanha, procurado por assassinato morto vivo. Ele faz parte do pior bando de delinquentes com que Wagner já teve de lidar.
This symbol looks like a warning. Some kind of map. Looks like the Devil Pass to me. Could all those marks indicate where the Gorons searched for Leon's body? These must be plans for secret operations. Must have been some kind of a headquarters here. Maybe for local resistance fighters such as Leon and his group.
Bem, aqui já foi. Junte-se a Gorun Colene. Inspecione o quarto de Gorun. Ainda tem mais coisa. Aqui não é. Aqui não é. Aqui não é.
Weapons. Must have been here since the war, I guess. So much happened to the Gorun since Leon found him in Baltayar. What a life he had. But there are still so many gray areas. I need to learn more from Demoiselle Lenny now.
Vamos falar com ela. Que ainda tá fechado?
It's locked.
Tá fechado.
Ah, Fräulein. I knew you would be back eventually. Judging by your face, you and Ludwig already met.
We have. And it raised a lot of questions about you. About what you said to me the first time we met, and about what you didn't say.
Aquela que ela não ia dizer, ela não te conhece, pô.
Of course. You can run from your past, but never truly escape it. But you already know that. Don't you, Fräulein?
Por que está escondendo? Você mentiu o tempo todo. Não vou ser agressiva, né?
I want to understand Demoiselle Lenny. I'd like to understand why you didn't tell me about Leon's death. About fighting with him in the Resistance. And about the Gore. And about Mr. Ludwig. It would have saved us both so much time and effort.
Because it would have only begged questions. Questions which lead to events that I've never spoken about to anyone. Not even to you, dear Ludwig.
Lenny.
Still, I suppose it doesn't matter now. Perhaps it's time I confess my crime.
What are you talking about?
It was the best years of my life. Joining the Resistance, unlike my coward of a father, and fighting alongside Leon after he miraculously got back from Baltayar with Ludwig. It gave me purpose.
Lá vai nós viajar no tempo.
Leon was a terrific leader. I could feel he was finally taking me seriously, especially with Dana being missing. I knew he was still in love. After all, didn't he cross the globe to rescue her? But we all thought he arrived too late. That Dana had died with her parents during the pogroms. So I believed his mourning would eventually come to an end. And that's when Dana fell from the sky. Literally.
Da hora.
Dana was sent by London, right? To oversee that operation led by your resistance network? The exfiltration of a civilian to Switzerland, if I recall correctly.
Indeed. But Leon never told us that Dana was involved. Maybe he was afraid to believe it himself. You should have seen them, Fräulein. It was as if they had never left each other.
Do you know if Dana ever mentioned a child?
Maybe they were planning to have one in Baltaya, who knows?
In Baltayar?
Yes, that's all they ever talked about. How they were going to live over there after the war, along with Ludwig and his tribe. But it was to be just another broken dream.
Right. I should call London now. My radio's downstairs.
Nossa missão é ajuste o rádio e fale com seus aliados antes de usar o rádio.
One of
Beleza.
Leon's paintings. He did one of me posing on the terrace that summer when we met. He even gave me the painting so I would think of him when he was in Baltaya. I expect it got destroyed by the Brown Shadow when they pillaged Papa's gallery. Leon's drawing book. I recognize the mountains of Vagan in these drawings. Leon must have drawn them during his expeditions in the region. These drawings date from the summer we met, when I worked here. Herr Gustav housed me here when I worked at the refuge. I have so many fond memories with Leon here. When I left for London with Junta, I never thought I'd see the place again, let alone be here again with Leon.
Beleza.
The Goron's lair.
Temos que falar com todos.
Lenny's old room. I should stay away.
Aqui pra trás tem o quarto dela só, né?
The Goron's lair.
Tá bom. Sai. Consegui voltar pra Vai, apesar do aumento das restrições e do toque de recolher por trás da sombra marrom.
Personal effects in a heap. Can't be a good sign. Leon's men must have settled down in the dormitories.
Vamos ver o que tem aqui em cima. Ver se tem alguém. Ração, estoque de comida.
What a mess. Herr Gustav must have turned Junta's dark room into storeroom after she left. So Junta never did come back to retrieve it? Not surprising, really, I suppose, given the fact that World War broke out.
Que a gente atravessou do nada aqui. Aqui é o rádio?
Herr Gustav's old radio. I remember we spent many an evening listening to serials when I worked here that summer.
Que isso?
Once this antenna is connected, there must be a way to open it. There must be something else I can plug into it. There must be something else I can plug into it. Herr Gustav's old radio. I remember we spent many an evening listening to serials when I worked here that summer. Junta's stash. I doubt I'll find anything of use there to amplify the radio signal.
Tá, antes de mexer no rádio, vamos procurar o pessoal. Acho que aqui não deve ter nada, né? O pessoal deve estar lá embaixo. Então a gente veio daqui, passamos por aqui, vamos descer.
Judging by these installations, Leon's network seems particularly well organized. Pity the same
Ó, o Ogrum.
May I? Two brothers and sisters in arms. You can sense that the three of them stand together as one. Lenny and the Gorun seem close. It's nice that she's found a friend. Not that Herr Gustav lacked affection for her, but she spent too much time alone in that refuge. The Gorun described Leon as his brother. They must have shared lots of adventures together since Leon saved him from the clutches of Herberger. Your drawings are beautiful.
For you, Dannerose.
Que legal.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Ludwig. It's almost as if you were there with us that night.
Leon told me.
Did he speak about me?
All the time.
I should go now. Talk to you later, Mr. Ludwig.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks like Leon and me in this drawing. The Gorun must have drawn it from Leon's accounts of us.
O piano saiu daqui. Estranho.
If this propaganda against the resistance fighters is anything to go by, the Brown Shadow must be pretty desperate. Looks like the Gorun must be a nightmare for the Brown Shadow. He must be the super resistant I heard so much about in London. Harold Exner. A scientist with vital information for the war effort, according to the Foreign Office. His cover has recently been blown, which has led to this operation. Better not say anything during the briefing, but apparently, Exner has a reputation for being rather hot-headed. The refuge. The place where it all began between me and Leon. The refuge. It'll be the departure point for our expedition into Switzerland tomorrow. We'll need to cross Devil's Pass with the package in order to reach Switzerland. They say it's not the most daunting pass, but still, you need to be escorted by a professional alpinist. Switzerland. The package will be safe over there. An arms stash. Since the departure of Herr Gustav, resistance fighters have been using this place as an outpost.
Cheio de armamento, hein?
The Allies are unable to send enough supplies to the resistance fighters for them to completely let go of their good old-fashioned methods. Shouldn't think the Brown Shadow appreciate Leon and his group throwing their own grenades at them.
Esse aqui é o rádio? Ah, esse aqui é o rádio.
Best not go too far. Lenny!
What do you want?
It's amazing how you've grown. How have you been since last time?
Fine, I guess.
Que antipática.
I found out that the refuge was closed down by the Brown Shadow a few years ago. Turns out your network did the best of it. But what about Herr Gustav? Is he...
Dead? No, he's not dead. Although, for me, he might just as well be.
It's quite incredible when I think of you and Leon fighting alongside someone who comes from so far away.
Yeah. After Leon saved him during the expedition in Baltayar, Mr. Ludwig's tribe took him in during the winter months. They became inseparable, like brothers. So much so that Mr. Ludwig insisted on coming back here with Leon. Now he's our most ferocious fighter, the terror of the Brown Shadow.
See you later, Lenny.
Have you called London yet? We'll talk later, Dana.
Is everything all right, Herr Exner? You seem a little upset. If it's about your exfiltration tomorrow, I can assure you there's nothing to be worried about. Leon is the best for...
I couldn't care less about tomorrow.
So what is it then?
It's my wife, Andrea. It's like I said to your goons there. I can't leave without her.
Your wife? I'm sorry, Herr Exner, but we have no orders regarding...
I don't care about your orders. I'm not leaving without Andrea. Do you hear me? I won't. You think I'm a bastard, don't you? A selfish bastard ready to risk people's lives to recover the woman he loves. That's what you all think, isn't it?
I'm afraid I don't know you well enough to have an opinion of you. Besides, I'm only here to accomplish my mission, not to judge anyone.
I take full responsibility for my actions, and I expect no pity in return. But would a little understanding be too much to ask? I mean, what would you do in my shoes? What would you do if they asked you to abandon that alpinist you seem to be so fond of for the common good, eh? Because that's what you're asking me to do with Andrea.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I suppose if I were in your shoes, I would pull out all the stops to protect those who are dear to me.
I see. Thank you, Fraulein.
Well, everyone seems all right, more or less. I should get back to the radio now.
The strange antenna I found seem...
Beleza, vamos consertar esse rádio. E deve colocar esse negócio aqui, né?
That should boost the signal. Perfect.
Ô louco.
I must have made a mistake.
Que é isso aqui embaixo?
No doubt this should boost the signal.
It doesn't work. This part of the radio is used to transmit messages.
Sender.
This part of the radio is used to transmit messages. I need my documents so I can find the right setting. They're in a side pocket of my bag. I mustn't forget to turn on the radio. Even though the Foreign Office trained me to shoot, I'm glad my parachute drop went as planned and I didn't have to use my gun. Well, not yet at least. Empty.
Beleza, o que a gente tem que fazer? Siga o procedimento abaixo para entrar em contato com o seu oficial de ligação. Para obter a frequência segura, decifre o código de contato abaixo. Consulte o apêndice em anexo. Defina a sequência segura na parte do receptor do seu dispositivo. Seu oficial de ligação comunicará na parte de receptor do seu dispositivo uma nova mensagem de frequência para decifrar. Defina essa nova frequência de transmissão na parte de emissor do seu dispositivo. Use a fonte do seu dispositivo para falar com o seu oficial de ligação. Deixa eu anotar esse número aqui. Dois não. É 2, 1, 1.12.120. Será que esse 2111 é o B ali? 2111, vamos ver. B. Depois é 12. Esse seria o A. Depois 121. Será que é o R? 121 e por último 21. 21. 2UN. Barney. Será que tem isso aqui? Vamos ver. Opa. Barney tem sim, ó. É 2,9. Como que a gente vai fazer isso, cara? A gente tem que ler esse primeiro, será? Não. Oxe, 2,9 é 6,9. 6,9, vamos ver. Acho que é para escutar primeiro, né? Vamos ver. Peraí, é código Morse. Curto, longo, longo, curto. Vai de novo, peraí. Curto, longo, longo, curto. Curto, curto, longo, longo, curto, longo. Pera aí. Agora a gente tem que olhar aqui. Fazer 1 e 2 acho que é melhor. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Ah, beleza, já temos. Então vamos tentar decifrar agora. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1 é o ponto final aqui. O ponto mais curto. 1, 2. 1, 2, 2, 1. É L. 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 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2 é U. Agora é 2, 1, 2. 2. 2, 1, 2 é K. Se eu tiver, vamos ver se eu tô certo. L-U-K. Não, tá faltando alguma coisa. L-U-K. Não tem L-U-K. Ah, será que eu tenho que atender primeiro?
I need to adjust the frequency settings properly to contact London.
Vai, vamos de novo. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, Cara, é muito rápido, mano. Beleza, saiu diferente. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2, 1. É P. P. Aqui, ó. 1, 2, 2, 1. O outro é 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. É U. E o outro é 2, 1, 2. Dois, um, dois. Cara, eu não acho que não é isso. Tem alguma coisa errada. Eu não tô conseguindo pegar esse sinal aqui, mano. Ele todinho. Dois, um. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2. Dois, dois, um. É P. Certo? Agora só um é E. Ah, tá. Acho que agora a gente acerta. 12. É 1, 2. É A. É pique. Ah, tá. Tava errando, galera. Pique. Inspecionar. Pique. Pique é 8,4. 8,4. Será que eu tenho que falar? Inspecionar. Será que é aqui? 8,4. Então acho que é para enviar. Vamos ver. Oito vírgula quatro. Eu acho que é a parte de baixo, então.
I need to adjust the frequency settings properly to contact London. This part of the radio is used to transmit messages.
Será que tem alguma coisa de errado aqui, mano? Não é possível, cara. Peak 8,4. Tá, e agora?
This part of the radio is used to transmit messages.
Como é que eu vou mandar mensagem?
This part of the radio is used to receive messages. I'll have to find something that will enable me to improve the signal so I can communicate with London. I'll have to find something that will enable me to improve the signal so I can communicate with London.
Bem, galera, vou ficar essa gameplay por aqui. Vai ficar muito extenso, né? E eu volto pra gente decifrar essa parte aqui, beleza? Um grande abraço, valeu, fui!